Anyway. So we're gonna check out the other two rooms now. Again, no enemies to be afraid of. Just some flashbacks. So presumably, Alexander needs some of this vitae to get home.
You're a man.
I mean, clearly that's what he's been trying to do this whole time.
Is he alright?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man. It was an accident.
He set a man
This
on
one's hidden
fire.
here.
It wasn't my fault. Why won't anyone listen?
That's horrible.
Of course.
Right here so we don't lose
We are
something.
dealing with monsters here.
You're the one with the real monsters, Alexander. Come on. Can we get a flashback from this?
Please.
Oh no, we get another flashback from entering this room.
Whatever you want.
We could have skipped that one entirely.
I'll do anything.
Now these people claim to be innocent. I'm not sure if they're actually right. Because, here's another flashback box open. The arsonist kept crying as he was slowly lowered on and off the impaler. It didn't take much to break him. They had meant for him to die, but the torture was working beyond their expectations. It wasn't the method, it was the arsonist. He was different from the others. They could make him forget again. Anyway. So, yeah, it's unclear whether these people actually are criminals or not. If they were criminals, that would add a little bit of positive redeemability sort of stuff to Alexander. Because whether Alexander's intentions are ultimately good is always left in the dark, so to speak. Number third room here. Tinder box. Let's grab this. Where's the ore piece? Pretty sure it's in this cabinet. Yes. So we get Sandy from that. Kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. The way I like to think of Alexander is that, like, he starts off as a generally good person. Because, like, clearly he tries the most docile methods first. He tries to just do it with mixing chemicals. And then he tries animals before he goes to humans. But I think slowly in the process, he just becomes gradually more and more depraved. To the point where, at this point, he could just be lying to Daniel to get him to want to proceed with the thing. Or maybe he did actually preserve a bit of his goodness and only wanted to do these bad people, or what he thinks are bad people. Okay, so now we gotta go to the choir. This area's not so fun. There are brutes around here. The choir. In the side room, anything useful? Oh, yeah, this is actually where you find Wyer's notes, which will tell you the things you need to get for Agrippa. Memory capsule, too. In court, the Order of the Black Eagle spew their politics at each other while I sit quietly in place, willfully forgotten. Once in a while, someone will notice me and lose themselves in a silent cower before regaining their senses. They all know I am the one and the same Alexander who helped their fathers and grandfathers to found this great order. I've seen them take their fathers' places, and they too will grow old and pass away, while I remain the same, aged not by time, but by anguish. So yeah, clearly he was a founding member of this, whatever the hell this Black Eagle thing is. So I'm not exactly sure what the significance of that is. But anyway. Vaya taunts me from the other side. I trusted him with my true reason for my efforts, and he still insists on me releasing Agrippa. Grammatical error there. It should be my releasing Agrippa. Alexander, correct your grammar. How an enlightened man can show such lack of compassion in his seat of power disgusts me. I can't bring myself to part from Agrippa, as he is and has been for centuries my only link to the worlds beyond. Vaya claims he tries his best to release me from my banishment, but that he needs me to give him Agrippa first so he too can help. If he could guarantee success, I would happily oblige. But how am I to part from him if my return might be denied? I do not know what they are capable of. I have seen their deception. Optimism is a most hopeless feeling, but I must retain it. I shall prepare for his release. To release Agrippa without killing him, Squire told me to feed him a tonic made from a paralyzer, vitae, and tempter. The poisonous fungi should work well as a paralyzer if I can find an internal gland from a large specimen. The choir seems to be a fertile ground for this sort, and that's where we're going to go get it. I should then be able to extract its contents with the proper tools. The vitae could be extracted as usual from any agonized human victim's blood, which we already got. I just need large amounts to distill it properly. Remember to collect this during the next torture session. Tempter, on the other hand, will prove more difficult. I don't think it exists in this world. Simply writing the word with these letters looks wrong. I believe it's a property of the secretion in the water-dwelling Cairn. I will have to address Fire with this, as he will have to supply me with a host. Also, a properly prepared well should suffice to contain it. And they put a Cairn in there, and that's where we got the Tempter. So anyway, the fact that Alexander writes there, in these letters it looks wrong, suggests that he had a familiarity with the word before, which suggests that Cairns came from the same place he did. Anyway, in the choir entrance there are actually no enemies. There's just a kind of important cutscene you can trigger, which we're actually not going to do now, because it loses you sanity. And yeah, I'm going to want to have good sanity in the choir, and I have full sanity right now. So, is it in this room or is it in the other one? It's in the other one. I think activating that might trigger it. Unless it's this one. Picking up that note does it, so let's not pick up the note yet. What about this? What actually does this do? After the men had secured the prisoner, the ritual began. Oh boy. Okay, time to go into the choir. But actually, my alarm just went off telling me my laundry should be done by now, so I'm gonna go check on it. So I'm just gonna leave this here and cut to after I come back with my laundry. So I'll see you in a second. And we're back. I kind of have a confession to make. I wasn't getting my laundry just now. I was actually... well, I did get my laundry, but that was actually 2 days ago. Yeah. I got back from that quick laundry run and realized I had something else to do. I'd forgotten what at this point. But yeah, so that was Saturday. Now it's Monday, and I'm just now realized that Halloween is in like 3 days, and I'm trying to release this for Halloween. Oh, I guess I have to look those specific directions right now. Yeah.
What are my intentions, Daniel?
This room is pretty intimidating.
Salvation.
You look at it,
It used to be
huge
yours.
columns everywhere,
You
but that
only
means
seek misplaced
good,
revenge.
ready hiding spots.
How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain
I'm gonna
and death.
wait
If you had accepted your fate and
till Alexander finishes talking.
when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
Shut up, you asshole. Yeah, so there are brutes in here. I kind of know where they spawn, though. The room actually doesn't seem like... It's pretty much lit up the whole time. One spawns when you cross this bridge. So... That's him. Let's get behind one of these columns before he sees us. Okay. So we have 3 more rooms to find in here. They are not quite nearly as easy to get to as the ones in the transept, because the transept is pretty much just a straight up room. You can see all the passages. But here you gotta find the 3 rooms. It can get pretty confusing if you don't know your way around. But thankfully I've navigated this area several times. And kinda know how it works now. If you stick to the walls, you pretty much always have column cover. Another one should spawn when we start down this hallway. Not sure which direction he comes from. Unless I avoided the spawn trigger point. Maybe, if I got really lucky. Yeah, but the first room is down here, and they won't follow you in there, I don't think, ever. Maybe that's just because they all trigger cutscenes. Let's just go in. So yeah. None of them spawn in here. Yeah. Do the flashback. And of
The
course,
wheel
always save
is
the
good for
flashback.
keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying
for the
limbs
flashback
to
to
the
end before we
spokes
go
and
in.
rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frames.
That doesn't sound very
But
nice.
they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient.
More
They
resilient
can
than what?
survive for days until they finally succumb.
Am I done here? Yeah, there we go. So anyway. Of course, our sanity will still be dropping like crazy in here. It'll be dropping like the bass in a Skrillex song. Whoa! Yeah. The murderer's limbs were tied to the spokes of the wheel. They turned the wheel slowly, but with intent, so the rope secured around his leg stretched and cracked the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took a hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy. Oh boy. Doesn't sound like fun. That poor murderer. I don't think one spawns when you leave. He might though, so get ready to duck behind a column. Okay. We're gonna head across this way, and there's a fallen pillar over here. There's one. Let's duck back here for a second. Okay, you shouldn't come back here. We can still hear the creaking, so don't look around or he might spot you. Just wait until you don't hear the creaking anymore. Come around here. Nothing behind this pillar. Still hear the creaking. Okay, that was a bird. That wasn't the armor creak. Oh, that's him walking away. He's probably gotten around the corner by now, so I think we're pretty much safe to proceed. Okay. We're gonna want to get up on this piece here, I think. Oh, come on now. Now this isn't the only way to get across here, but it's the easiest way. It's like a shortcut. Let's see if we can sprint jump there. Come on, climb the damn thing. I know you can get on here. Done it before. Now don't fall in there. That may or may not be an instant death. Okay. So that works. So we've crossed the column. What are these things you're saying, Daniel? What happened to her? Who was her? We never get any mention of that in the rest of the game. I don't know. I don't even know what he's talking about, folks. Okay, so remember the third thing we needed for Agrippa was some kind of fungal pod. So we'll use our hammer and chipper, and we can pull this out. I'll put our sanity back up a little bit. Now we can head in here to our second orb piece in this part. Not sure if there's a flashback in this room. There is the torch device. The traitor did not know what to think of the brass bowl as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass chamber and traveled through the complex instrument, which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull below. Okay, where the hell is the... Here it is. Okay, so that's 5 out of 6. We got one more, but we ain't seen nothing yet. The last one is the hardest one to get to. Yeah, we saved the best for last. It's pretty much all the way across the area, near where we came in. Okay, so what we gotta do is go down this way. I've forgotten where the spawn points are for the brutes, so I'm just gonna listen for the spawn noise and duck behind a column if I hear one. That's pretty much the easiest way to do this area, I think. So we need to find a bridge across this chasm. Spawn noise. Uh-oh. Let's get back here. This will probably be a better place to hide. Okay. There's the creaking. Don't come this way, Jeff. Go into it. Oh shit, there he is. There he is. Get around the column. Get around the column. Yeah, these are nice because no matter which way they walk, you always have another corner to duck around. This doesn't mean he knows we're here, does it? Come on, go away. You done yet, you asshole? Oh, there's the creek. Did he see us? No, we didn't get the wine. Please tell me that's an idle noise and not a discovery noise. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stay behind the column. Go away now. Yeah, run along home, Sally. Okay. Okay, you done yet? You done? You gone? Okay, the music went away. Seems to be gone. I'll stay sneaking for a while, just in case.